This is the story of Kevin Omwenga, a 28-year-old businessman who was hacked to death by his business partner and a close friend. It is a sad tragedy that left Kevin, alongside his brother Wycliffe Omwenga, dead. So without further ado, let's dive right in. On August 21, 2020, Kevin Omwenga was in a celebratory mood, ready to host his first ever birthday party at his posh apartment in the leafy suburbs of Kilimani, Nairobi. He was also 3 days away from traveling to Dubai alongside his friend Jamal, where they were expected to make about 100 million Kenya shillings from a single gold deal. However, his life would be tragically cut short when Robert Ouko, his close friend, showed up at Galana Suite apartment in Kilimani, Nairobi. Robert lured Kevin into his bedroom and the two allegedly had a heated argument over some 40 million Kenya shillings from a gold deal that they had struck in March of 2020. Few minutes later, a loud sound of a gunshot was heard from his bedroom, and this prompted Wycliffe, who was Kevin's brother, rush to the bedroom where he met Robert, leaving in a hurry, holding a pistol while shouting that Omwenga had killed himself. In the room, Kevin lied on the floor with blood oozing from his chest. Wycliffe, alongside 3 other friends who were in the house at the time of the shooting, drove the deceased to Nairobi Women's Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Robert Ouko later joined them at the hospital and accompanied them to Kilimani police station, where the shooting was reported. It was said that he started pleading innocent over the killing when he was confronted on the whereabouts of the pistol he had used in the murder. So what happened? Welcome to Dark Doors, where we post solved, unsolved, and strange cases happening to Kenyans in Kenya and beyond. If you appreciate our true crime storytelling, support our channel by liking this video, subscribing to this channel to stay updated on our latest video. Kevin Omwenga was born on 28 February 1991 in Kisii County to a middle-class family. He was the last-born son in a family of 3. Kevin's early years were marked by adversity following the tragic death of his father when he was just 2 years old, leaving his mother to raise Kevin and his 2 older brothers, Wycliffe and Vincent Omwenga. Amid these financial challenges, his uncle supported them, ensuring that the boys had all the basic needs. Growing up, Kevin was taken to Seventh-day Adventist Church, and he was known to be a calm and collected boy. His education journey started at a local school where he performed impressively well in his KCPE. He then proceeded to Kisumu Boys High School for his secondary education, where he also performed well. However, due to financial problems, Kevin was forced to cut short his education, leaving him with no option than hustling. Armed with determination and the desire to break the cycle of poverty that crippled his family, Kevin managed to convince his uncle to host him at his home in Nairobi as he looked for opportunities in the city. Fortunately, his uncle supported his move, and in April 2013, Kevin traveled all the way from Kisii County to Nairobi County. Upon arrival, Kevin refused to settle for menial jobs, unlike his brothers Wycliffe and Vincent, who worked in a warehouse and as a bus conductor respectively. Instead, he decided to follow his passion for cars and turn it into a profitable business by being a car salesman. The determined Kevin approached a car yard owner and managed to convince him of how good of a salesman he was, where he immediately landed a sales role at Insignia Motors along Gong Road. At this time, the use of social media as a marketing tool was starting to take off in Kenya, and so Kevin took this opportunity as raw as it was. He created a Facebook page for the company, and he started posting photos of himself alongside different cars. His charm and consistent use of social media soon paid off with his first sale, a Mini Cooper, which marked the beginning of his financial breakthrough and transition from rags to riches. As his career blossomed, so his lifestyle did. Kevin embraced the luxuries afforded by his growing wealth, mingling in Nairobi's vibrant nightlife and also indulging in finer things of life. But like a wise man, he never forgot to respect his job, which sponsored his lifestyle. He doubled his effort in salesmanship and started marketing luxury cars, of course for larger commissions and greater financial rewards. As Kevin continued to become popular across social media platforms, he came across a Ugandan-Belgian woman, Rukia Jamal, whom he fell in love with despite the distance. and without wasting time, the two started dating. However, this wouldn't go on for so long, since Rukia was looking for a serious partner, while Kevin loved his high life enjoying the fine things that he would afford. They parted ways, and Kevin chose to live his life selling cars. Few months later, while Kevin was at the place of work, he met a well-moneyed man, and unfortunately, greed for money made Kevin try to con the customer. Following this case, his employer Insignia Motors fired him with immediate effect. Luckily, Kevin was a top salesman at the time, and so when he approached Distra Motors in Lavington with his decorated CV, the manager didn't hesitate giving him the sales role again. This time round, Kevin began influencing top car brands. Part of the job was driving himself in these cars and going to execute presses, trying to reach the potential customers. However, Kevin's flourishing life took a tragic turn when he met gang gold scammers who managed to convince him quit his job as a salesman for a bigger offer. This move made Kevin go broke for a while, and he even started struggling to pay off his house rent as well as the electricity bill before he was ushered in the dubious business dealings, mostly involving gold under the patronage of Chris Obure. His new bosses changed his life in a great way, providing him with lavish rewards. In fact, he moved from his one-bedroom house into the luxurious Galana Suites apartment, whose rent was 15 times higher than the previous one. He was also given a high-end Range Rover before walking into a showroom in Mombasa, where he bought a Porsche Panamera, earning him the Richie Rich nickname among his friends. As Kevin's wealth and influence expanded, so did the complexities of his lifestyle. His trajectory into the world of wash, a term used in Kenya for money laundering, blurred the lines between legitimate success and criminal activities. The desire to get quick riches and the thrill of high-stakes dealings became increasingly intertwined with his personal and professional pursuits. His ambitions made Kevin seal a gold deal without the knowledge of his boss Chris Obure, as he was connected to a client by his new best friend Jamal, who was also his neighbor at his Galana Suites apartment in Kilimani. This deal would however cost his life, because to his boss this was a total breach of business ethics, and so he had to punish him. On August 21, 2020, Kevin was in a celebratory mood, ready to host his Ferrari birthday party at his house in Kilimani, together with his best friend Jamal. Earlier that day, the two had purchased a Dubai ticket, which was dated 23rd August, in readiness to strike a deal that would see them pocket 100 million Kenya shillings. Meanwhile, Robert Bodo, who was a bodyguard to Kevin's boss, Chris Obure, walked into Obure's office, talking to a walkie-talkie, and got his gun, as shown by a CCTV footage below. Later in the evening, he went to Kevin's house just like his friends. Allegedly, Bodo lured Kevin to walk to his bedroom while he closely followed. Moments later, sounds of a gunshot was heard from the bedroom, making Wycliffe, Kevin's brother, rush to the bedroom where he met Robert leaving in a hurry, while his brother Kevin was lying on his back with blood oozing from the chest. Together with 3 other friends, took Kevin to the hospital, event captured by this CCTV footage. Meanwhile, when all this was happening, Robert left the house to return the firearm to his boss's office in an attempt to conceal the murder, as shown below. He later joined Wycliffe and their friends at the hospital where Kevin was pronounced dead on arrival. They then drove to Kilimani police station to report the incident when one of the witnesses confronted Robert on the whereabouts of the pistol he had used in the murder. Robert started pleading innocent, claiming that Kevin had shot himself. An autopsy report conducted by government pathologist Charles Moturi revealed that Kevin succumbed to injuries he sustained from a gunshot wound into the chest through his heart. Robert was then arrested, where he led the police to Chris Obure's office, where the killer weapon, a mini Seska with 13 rounds of ammunition, was found. According to the investigation officers, the weapon was found inside a safe belonging to Chris Obure, who was later arrested. After thorough investigations, businessman Chris Obure was acquitted of the charges of failing to secure a firearm, while Robert was found guilty of 2 charges of being in possession of firearm and ammunition, which was used to commit murder. He was then slapped with a jail term of 1 year without an option of fine. Meanwhile, Bodo and Chris Obure are still facing the murder charges but are currently out on a bond. As the hearing continued, Wycliffe Omwenga, who was a key witness to Kevin's murder, began expressing fears for his life over suspicious people who are trailing him. Some of the fears were posted online, but he never reported to police. Sadly, on July 21, 2021, barely a year later, Wycliffe was found dead in his Rirota home, specifically in his bedroom, with a few bloodstains, and apparently the door was locked from inside. The autopsy conducted by a government pathologist, Mr. Charles Moturi, didn't bear any conclusive results on what could have led to Wycliffe's demise. He was, however, laid to rest in his rural home next to his brother Kevin, which marked a sad ending to the Omwengas, leaving behind a legacy tarnished by controversy and unfulfilled promises. In this story, we are reminded of the fragility of life and the importance of the integrity in navigating ambitions in the pursuits of life. Let's all embrace making choices that align with values and principles of integrity to achieve a long-lasting success. That brings us to the end of Kevin Omwenga's story. Please share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel. There are many shocking ahead of you. I see you in the next one. Bye bye.